Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news now, folks. The offseason in the NFL is always a time of change, of surprises, and sometimes even heartbreak for teams that have just come off a Super Bowl appearance. The Eagles, who dazzled everyone last year with their high-powered offense, aggressive defense, and a coaching staff that seemed to have everything perfectly aligned, are facing some significant challenges as they head into this new season. And if you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you've probably heard about the major shifts happening around the league, especially in the NFC East. But what's really fascinating is how the Eagles are responding to these changes and what it means for their prospects in 2024 and beyond. To start, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the departure of some of their key edge rushers. It's no secret that the NFL is a league where the pass rush can make or break a team's defense, and Philadelphia's defense was ranked number 1 last season, largely thanks to its relentless pressure on quarterbacks. But at the start of this offseason, the Eagles saw several of their edge rushers leave the nest. Bryce Huff, a player who showed flashes of brilliance during his time with the team, decided to move on elsewhere. Brandon Graham, a veteran leader and a pivotal part of their pass rush for years, took a different path, and Josh Sweat, who had been developing into a consistent threat, also left the team. These departures sent shockwaves through the fanbase, raising questions about whether the Eagles could sustain that top-tier defensive dominance. But let's pause for a moment and think about what this really means. Yes, losing 3 quality veterans is a significant shakeup, and it's natural for fans to worry. When a team loses key players, especially in a position as crucial as edge rusher, the instinct is to think, are we going to take a step back? That's a valid concern, but it's also important to remember that the NFL is a league of adaptation. Teams don't stay static. They evolve, develop new talent, and find ways to stay competitive. The Eagles are no strangers to this process, and their recent history shows a remarkable ability to turn young players into stars. Take Nolan Smith, for example. The third-year linebacker and edge rusher from Georgia has been touted as one of the bright young stars on this roster. During last season's playoff run, Smith took a significant step forward, showcasing his explosiveness and pass-rushing skills. He recorded 4 sacks during the Eagles' postseason journey, a clear indication of his potential to be a centerpiece of their defense moving forward. For a player just entering his prime, that kind of production is a promising sign. If Nolan can continue to develop and refine his skills, he could fill the void left by the veterans and perhaps even surpass expectations. Alongside him, Jalix Hunt, a second-year player who also hails from Georgia, made a noticeable impact during the playoffs. Hunt recorded 5 sacks, including a crucial half sack in Super Bowl LIX, and showed that he can perform under pressure. His growth from the previous season was evident, and if he keeps building on that momentum, the Eagles might have their own rising star in Hunt. The combination of these young players with the veteran leadership of someone like Josh Uch, who was added in free agency, and Aziz Ojulari, another talented pass rusher acquired to strengthen the line, could very well keep the Eagles' defense operating at a high level. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Can these young guys really fill the shoes of the veterans they lost? The truth is, it's not just about filling shoes, it's about creating a new identity. The NFL is increasingly a league of versatile, multi-dimensional pass rushers. Speed, agility, and the ability to bend around offensive linemen are at a premium. The Eagles are banking on their young talent to not only replicate what the veterans did, but to add new dimensions to their pass rush schemes. And let's not forget the importance of scheme and coaching. The Eagles' defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, has always been known for his creative blitz packages and ability to develop defensive talent. His schemes are designed to maximize the strengths of his players, whether they're veterans or rookies. So, even with some key losses, the system remains intact, and the team's coaching staff has shown a knack for developing players and getting the most out of their talent. Meanwhile, the NFL landscape is also shifting in terms of free agency and trade possibilities. The Eagles, like many other teams, have the financial flexibility to pursue big-name players if they see a fit. A superstar addition, at a price tag of over $30 million per year, could be on the table if the front office believes it's necessary to bolster the pass rush or the overall defense. But there's also a strategic advantage in building through the draft and player development, and that's exactly what the Eagles seem to be doing. Their draft selections over the past few years have been focused on speed, athleticism, and versatility, all traits that are essential for contemporary NFL pass rushers. Looking at the bigger picture, what does this all mean for the Eagles' Super Bowl aspirations? Well, it's clear that the team's core remains intact. Jalen Hurts continues to develop as one of the league's top quarterbacks, and the offensive weapons surrounding him are among the best in the league. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, these are proven stars who can carry the offense. The question mark has always been the defense, especially in pass rush production. But if the young players can step up and the coaching staff can scheme effectively, there's no reason to believe that Philadelphia's defense won't be just as formidable as last year. Furthermore, the Eagles' front office has earned a reputation for smart retooling and strategic planning. They understand that the NFL is a league of constant change, and they're prepared to adapt. They've already shown an ability to identify talent and develop it quickly, which is crucial in the fast-paced NFL environment. The fact that they've maintained a championship-contending roster despite losing key veterans speaks volumes about their organizational strength. Now, it's also worth mentioning that the NFC East, historically one of the most competitive divisions in football, is also undergoing its own changes. The Dallas Cowboys have made some moves to bolster their defense. The New York Giants have added playmakers on both sides of the ball, and Washington is always a wild card with their quarterback situation and defensive talent. So, the Eagles will have stiff competition, but if they continue to develop their young players, stick to their game plan, and maybe even make a splash in free agency or the trade market, they could remain the division's team to beat. The NFL offseason is a time of hope and anticipation, but also of uncertainty. For Eagles fans, it's about trusting the front office, believing in the young talent, and knowing that the team's culture of resilience and development is alive and well. The team that shocked everyone last year is not about to rest on its laurels. They're hungry for more. They see the potential in their roster and are determined to turn this perceived weakness into a new strength. The journey to another Super Bowl isn't going to be easy, no doubt about it. But if history has taught us anything about this franchise, it's that they know how to rise from adversity, rebuild, and come back stronger. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, the excitement is palpable. The Eagles are entering a new chapter, one that could define their legacy for years to come. Will they be able to replicate their success and defend their title? That's the big question. But one thing is certain, they're not backing down. They're ready to face whatever challenges come their way with a roster that's young, talented, and hungry. And for all of us Eagles fans, that's what makes this season so thrilling to watch. We've seen the potential, we've seen the heart, and now it's about execution. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Remember, this is a team that's always evolving, always fighting, and always aiming for greatness. So keep the faith, stay passionate, and let's see what this season has in store for our beloved Eagles. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Birds.